And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and somehow or another we forgot to look at the clock. It is already 6:32. I'm about a minute behind. My apologies for that. Good morning to WMOX Radio for joining us as well. Big show coming up this morning. We're going to find out about canned good giveaway from the Sheriff's Department. We'll also have Christmas for the Cop dropping by to tell us more about that. Kind of a cop-themed show. That's up and coming at 7 o'clock this morning. Won't you join us for all of that? Lots to talk about what's gone on overnight. That's up and coming. Plus, what's shaping the world today in America. We got those stories next. Let's start out with what really matters, and let's go to Collinsville, First Baptist Church.
Today we continue the first week of the Advent season with our focus on hope. Can you think of people who have come into your life and because of their presence, your life was changed? I can think of when I met the woman who would later become my wife. My life was changed. I think of the first pastor I served under who, because he invested so much in my life was changed. I think of friends who have stepped into my life and walked with me through good and bad times. My life was changed because these people stepped into my life. Luke chapter 2 verses 1 through 7 tells us of when Jesus stepped into our world and brought hope that would change our lives forever. Mary and Joseph journeyed to Bethlehem to be counted in the census decreed by Caesar Augustus. Joseph was from Bethlehem because he belonged to the house of David. This fact has all kinds of implication on who Jesus is, but we read that they went to Bethlehem while Mary, who was pledged to be married to Joseph, was expecting a child. Verses 6 and 7 say, while they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. Imagine, Jesus left the glories of heaven to be born as a human into a broken and sinful world. What Jesus brought with him was the hope of redemption. What he brought with him was the hope of eternal life. What he brought with him was the hope of an inheritance that would come from the riches of heaven. As we reflect on the advent of Jesus during this Christmas season, may we not lose sight of the fact that Jesus stepped into our world and brought with him hope that changed the course of redemptive history. This is truly life-changing. Our prayer is for you to know him in salvation and have the hope that only his presence can bring. May you know the blessings of God's great salvation during this Advent season. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that message. As you're waking up, keep in mind it is quite nippy outside. 43. We're going to get to, 3 degrees warmer, 46 today. But the bad part about all this will be 20-mile-an-hour gust. It'll cut through you. So that's in your forecast today. So grab a warm jacket no matter where you're headed. You're going to need that before it's all said and done. We have good news, y'all. This is a blessing from above as we look at this first story. The guard member, the young man who was shot, as we know the female died, is showing signs of improvement. Can move his toes and is kind of answering questions when asked with hand movement. So a blessing. Let's keep those prayers rolling for this young man. Hopefully he'll come out of this. 24 wounded while in Washington, D.C. We're glad of that. They almost feel like a Earl Pitts moment here as I want to say, you know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so angry? I want to go out and, you know the rest. Portland, Oregon. Now, we're going to have ours tonight, Meridian, the lighting of the annual Christmas tree.
Wait a minute, what was that?
Christmas tree.
Christmas tree.
Portland, Oregon, they referred to it as the tree. A few Christians that are left in that city are outraged over it. More and more each day this is happening. Pay attention. Sometimes things like that can happen and you not catch it. You're not listening closely as to how people will change wording to take Christ out of things. It's important. Do not forget this and do not let it pass without shouting. I'd hate to stand before someone one day and be asked why I didn't say something. That's why we're bringing it up today. There you go. What else is happening? Election in Tennessee today, and a special election for the 7th District. All eyes are upon this. It's a House seat. Will it go Democrat? Will it go Republican? We'll see. That is today. And I haven't looked at the polls as to who's leading. I honestly have not. I don't know which side is which on that. For those of you who went out and partook of cranberry sauce, there is an outrage across America. Y'all heard about it? Can't
be a shortage.
Well, have you heard about what happened?
Uh-huh.
And God bless the guy that gave the example of this. Somebody needs to buy that guy a can opener. He didn't have one. But he opened up his cranberry sauce with a knife. He had 3 cans, and each one of them only had water in it. There was no cranberry sauce in it. So the company has launched an investigation to find out where the cranberry sauce went. How could it be shipped out with only water? Well, profit levels got to be up.
They probably taste better.
That's the worst tasted stuff. Ocean Spray is the brand that happened with. Hopefully they'll get to the bottom of it. It had to be a malfunction on the assembly line as it goes down and drops that awful stuff in that can, and then it...
More that DEI hire.
Sometimes computers aren't the best inspectors, are they? It just knew it had something in it. Okay, we're getting a report. Guy Coughlin says that there is a wreck, Highway 16 East. This is going to be out by the Kemper County Emergency Management's house there by Jimmy's and by Ben Dudley's there on Highway 16, just past Lover's Lane near David Bryan's house. I'm getting there's a report there, and I don't know how bad that is. It's going to be just east of Scuba before you get to Giles, right there at the mansion, the Neville Mansion. So be careful in that area if you're heading east of Scuba, Mississippi this morning. We'll try to get more details on this as this develops there. Let's hope everybody is okay. If you've got information on that, please let us know there. I don't understand how this can get passed, but this is nationwide. This is not a local story. This is nationwide. 5,000. Pretty large number, isn't it? That is liquor stores across America that have been approved for EBT cards. Now, does anyone here actually think that they're selling groceries in those? No, sir. No longer do they have to go up and buy the bubble gum for 2 cents, get the change to go buy liquor with the money. They're getting it right over the counter, and it's legal. We also have 20 states that refuse to give to the federal government a list of detailed information about where the EBT money is being spent. That's like $100 billion a year. It's an astronomical amount of money. I think it's a year. Astronomical amount of money that rely on the government for feeding their family. Don't get me wrong. I do realize there are families in need, people that lose their jobs that need a little help to get back on their feet. Then there are others that use the system to the ultimate degree. There are people on this program that are also not American citizens who have never, ever, ever paid one dime into this. You, the American taxpayer, is footing the bill. I had to look this guy up because I don't know him. Scott Jennings. And I'm going to give him, and he's just a political analyst, and he is pretty much a conservative of what I've read up on the guy. But he made a comment that I thought, wow, that's pretty strong. And his comment was, can you trust someone who put a boy in a girl's locker room to decide how to choose your health care? Think about that. The person that wanted to put a guy or a boy into a girl's locker room to tell you that's okay, choosing and making decisions for you in other areas. Do you think they're capable of it?
No.
I'm with Odie. I don't think they can.
It shouldn't be a psychologist either.
Oh, but we shouldn't even have to be discussing this, should we? But that happens across America. Now, are we right to say, in some of these larger cities it is, but boy, that trickle-down effect, and it affects America no matter where you live. What else do we... Oh, TSA, over the Thanksgiving Halloween weekend, Porky Pig talk there, had a record-breaking weekend as screening. 3.1 million Americans flew. They screened this through TSA. No problems whatsoever. That was good. Here's the next thing. On your driver's license, and I'd have to dig it out of my pocket, that little gold star that says your, what's it called, Odie?
Real ID.
The real ID. If your driver's license does not have that, you're going to be charged an extra $45. Go get that taken care of. In Mississippi, it's at a Mississippi Highway Patrol office to get those renewed.
Top right-hand corner.
Top right-hand corner. It's a little gold star in the corner. It means that you're a verified U.S. of A resident, the whole 9 yards. If you don't have that and fly, extra $45, you might need that to buy a tank or two, or maybe to pay for that expensive parking out front while you're gone. $45 is probably cheap.
$2 a day.
Meridian is $2 a day. It's Jackson, you come back and you owe $100 for something you're not even aware of. I'm like, wow. Oh, we need to bring this up. This was a technicality in the beginning where they dropped the charges against James Comey and what was her name? Lita James. We're expecting this week for charges to be refiled because it was the way it was written. It was not done right. They're going to probably refile charges. So he's not out of the woods yet, as it's normally said there. Oh, here's something you shouldn't do while visiting the zoo. Odie, make a note. Don't climb over the fence where the lions are.
No.
He didn't quite make it out. It didn't turn out as well as what's his name did when he saved his girl, Ron Burgundy.
Oh, yeah.
Ron Burgundy jumped in and saved her with his burgundy vest. It didn't work out for this guy. What else we have going on this morning here?
We call that thinning the herd.
Yeah, that is thinning the herd. You ain't got enough smarts to figure that out. Trump has just took out nearly a dozen immigration judges in Manhattan in one swoop. Things could be about to change, or at least in that area. I don't know these names, but I'm going to read them to you. This is going to be the pregame for the Super Bowl that is coming up. Now, we know the person that is going to be doing the Super Bowl that I can't remember his name isn't going to sing in English.
Bunny Rabbit.
Bunny Rabbit, yes. Bunny Rabbit is not going to do anything in English, which means I would know what he's doing. Brandy Carlisle, Charlie Puth, and Coco Jones will also perform during the pre-games. I have no clue who those people are. Does anyone? Honestly.
It don't matter. I ain't watching it.
Yeah, I ain't watching it either, so I guess it really doesn't matter there. But if you are, that's who you're going to see. Oh, and we'll have to talk about this on the morning show. I've got it somewhere, what football game it was, where the guy missed a football in the game last night, NFL.
I don't know.
Ran out on the field to kick. I don't watch it, but I saw a preview of it this morning where he ran out and he totally missed the ball.
Like a Charlie Brown moment?
Yes, it was a Charlie Brown moment. He will forever, ever never live that down.
Was he a spectator or was he?
Oh no, he was the paid kicker. Missed the ball altogether there.
Yeah, one job.
You'd think he played for Mississippi State or something.
At least Alabama isn't football. They might not have put it in the upright.
Alabama did miss that field goal over the weekend. It looked like, boy, that's an easy one there, and he went off to the side. It went there. What is going on here? Oh, y'all right. That 4 million, that's a lot of people, isn't it? During the Biden administration, 4 million Social Security numbers were handed out to people that, guess what, were not American citizens. If you're counting, I thought you might want to know that number there. Trump did release his MRI. Do y'all remember that little back and forth banner on Air Force One about the MRI? He basically told her she needed to, well, we won't go there. He has a unique way of telling people off. Tim Waltz even got involved with it. He started going, nanny, nanny, boo-boo, show it. Trump did just that, and they said everything's okay. From head to toe, he's in good health there. But as of this morning, Tim has other issues. Y'all hearing about this? He's being accused of a scandal going on. And what is even more strange of this, an X account has been put on pause this morning for reporting it from Minnesota. There's some Minnesota workers that are reporting that a massive fraud has been discovered in Minnesota under Tim Waltz's leadership. Now, we don't know whether it's true or not. The account reporting on this has been suspended. Maybe more is coming out today. It's everywhere there.
Did it have anything to do with those machines he put in the men's restroom?
Those, I really want to call Tim what his nickname is, but it would be impolite as a Southern gentleman to say that word, would it not?
Yeah.
Trump didn't hold back, though. That's the New Yorker side in him that he can get away with that.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that phrase, and I'm going, why are they calling this man that? And then I found out what the machines were that he installed in men's bathrooms.
Yeah.
What was it that Jackie Gleason said? What's the world coming to? Yeah, all that and more. It really throws me off. Y'all ever heard of a singer? I think she's a singer. Maybe she's an actress. I think she's a singer. Megan Thee Stallion. Anybody know her?
No.
She's got a real name that you have to read way down into the article to find out about all this. But apparently she was the opening act for another rap singer. Somehow or another, she gets into an altercation and may have been shot. She sued a online guy that was hired by the guy that shot her to make her reputation look bad. She took him to court and she has won. They awarded her $75,000. It almost sounds like she wants to be Rocky. Megan Thee Stallion, because he was the Italian stallion. And I'm hearing from the crowd of who cares? Okay, we'll move on to another story. How do you hide a picture, a painting, since 1600? No, I'm dead serious. Here, I googled the picture so you could see what I'm looking at here. It's a picture of Christ there on the right there, of him on the cross. It's been missing since 1600. It showed up at an auction house at somebody's house. They sold it for $2.7 million. They probably thought it was missing, and no one just told them where it was. $2.7 million for that portrait. That's an old picture, is it not?
Wow. Somebody took good care of that.
They did take good care of that. Do you let your children, and a lot of this has changed through the years, people's outlooks on phones. They give children cell phones for protection in case they get in trouble to call their parents or grandparents, whoever. Studies say that smartphones, if you give them by the age of 12, are higher risk of depression. They may have obesity also if you give these early. That's not true in every case. Again, it can be used for a good thing if watched by parents, and it's called being a parent. Not just, well, go ahead and do what you want to do. You really got to do that parent thing there. Anybody remember Nick Jonas? He was one of those boy bands, wasn't he?
Yeah, the Jonas Brothers.
Jonas Brothers, yeah. Yeah, I never listened to one single thing that they done. Why? Because it probably wasn't good, but he's going solo in case you wanted to go buy one of those. Now, I wasn't running him down, was I? I'm just saying that.
Not real bad.
Not real bad. Just me and him have absolutely nothing in common. I mean, nothing. I just don't get into that thing there.
Yeah.
I'm more into that, what, Zach? I never lie. Yeah, I never lie. This is, who has animals, and speaking of animals, we'll have him in a little bit there. Who has an animal that can do a supernatural trick? Maybe not supernatural is the word, but do something that the average old dog can't do or kitty cat can't do.
Mine can sleep all day.
I'm telling you, Ellie's pretty, and so is Sophie good at that sleeping trick all day. And then when the door moves, I've been protecting the house all day. But this lady kept having her water bill go through the roof. So they set up cameras in the house, and her three-legged cat would go to the kitchen sink after she went to work, take its paw and turn on the water, then go back and lay on the couch. Mystery solved. Animals really can do. They're smarter than you think.
But did they turn it off?
No, left it on. That's why the water bill was so high. They kept trying to say, how'd the water come on? They kept thinking that they were leaving it on and were losing their mind. Boy, we're behind, aren't we? It's 6:52. We'll save the rest of the stories. We're going to go to weather next. Here's the Scotty Ray Report.
On a hot day chasing crime in Meridian, to make a man thirsty, there's no better way than an ice-cold Coca-Cola to quench your thirst.
Or an ice-cold Diet Coke if you prefer that flavor.
No matter where you're at, stop by a local store and support that store and Meridian Coca-Cola. They're supporting us every day.
The Scotty Ray Report studio is sponsored by Environment Masters, providing hassle-free heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical services since 19...
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
Welcome back. Let's get into our record highs and lows. Back in 82 today, it was 81. 1960, it was 21 today. Brr. As we look at today's forecast, 46 is all you're going to get out of Meridian. You folks in Philadelphia, grab your flannel underwear. 42 today for your high. Whew, all the way to the state line. It's not going to get any better than 40 between Tupelo and even get up to about 38 in Iuka. As we go down, Vicksburg about 44 next to that windy river. And on the Gulf Coast, about 56. But I'm going to tell you, that Philadelphia area is going to be bad. Up through Winston County, y'all be careful today. Tonight's low, bitter. 24 in Meridian. We'll see 23 in Philadelphia IA tonight. Around Eupora, as you get into the Tupelo area, about 23. And we could see 22 there at Corinth. As we go down the river, Natchez 27. We'll see barely above freezing at the Gulf Coast at 34. Hattiesburg could see 29. It's going to be a chilly night. Take your pets, get them inside, make sure that they are warm. They get cold just like you do. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, Alabama. We can't leave y'all out. 44 in Demopolis. We'll see 46 in Birmingham today. Over in Montgomery around Hanksgrave, it should be about 55 today. As we look across, it's normal across Mississippi for this time of year, except Iuka. Yeah, right there at the Tennessee line. It's cooler in that area there. As we look at our 7-day forecast today, 46 down to 24 tonight. We'll see 55 as it gets a warming spurt. Down to 35 tomorrow night, 51 on Thursday as the rain moves in. And if you've got a Christmas parade Thursday or Friday, you really need to look in probably rescheduling. We'll watch the weather, and you can make the decision as quickly as you can there. Saturday looks great for parades. There is a 20% chance, but not as bad as it is on Friday. As we move into Sunday, we'll see a 10% chance of showers, and Monday, 57 is the best we'll get. As we do all the outlook through December the 16th, we'll see average anywhere from 55 to 63-ish, somewhere along in there. Chances of rain not getting greater than 42%. Starting to look a lot like Christmas, isn't it? Here's what we got for our folks who go fishing today, brought to you by Parker Wholesale. Moselle is where you'll find them. Major time to fish today is 8:20 to 10:20. Now you'll have another time right at 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock to fish there. Sunrise, as we start looking at that hunting forecast, brought to you by Wimberley Taxidermy, looks like it's good today. Now the weather, as we look at this wind, is going to be north-northwest, 10 to 15 miles an hour gust, cutting you up to 20 miles an hour. As we look at, it's 25 now. They upped that just a tad there. Major times to hunt today, 8:30 this morning till 10:30. We'll have another chance there this afternoon from 2:15 till 3:15. That's your prime time. Sunrise happened at 6:39, sunset at 4:49 p.m. Let's take a look at live radar before we cut away for the morning show. Let's go back over here and take a look. Let me get back over here and touch this so we can see it together as we pull up Doc's Toyota radar. Look at this. Great across Mississippi. Absolutely nothing happening there. A few showers around Birmingham, and the more you get into Georgia, the worse it gets there. Dublin, Georgia, Augusta, those areas up through Savannah, Georgia, through the Carolinas. We got a lot of rain moving up that east coast from Apalachicola, Florida. Look at that. But looks great across Mississippi, back into Houston and all those areas there. Perfect weather. You can't beat it there. As you get into the Kentucky area, it gets cold, and by the time you make it to Ohio, West Virginia, look at the snow. Pittsburgh. Ooh, boy, that's tough to drive and all that. Syracuse, all of these areas around New York have got snow moving in. Washington at this point, rain. Maryland, starting to see some ice in those areas. If you're a long-haul truck driver, you've got issues there. Check on your folks if they're traveling across America this morning, especially on that East Coast there. We've got the morning show on the way. We'll find out about the canned goods. We're going to ask you to bring some to help the folks that need a little food this year. Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department is here. Brian's going to be joining us from the animal shelter today. Lots to talk about, lots to do, all up and on the way here at Scotty Ray Report. Y'all join us. We'll come back live in just a moment.